butterfly all alone. But can you fly on your own? Take your place in the world today, butterfly flying home. Cherry plum and chewing gum, mini skirts and cars that hum. See you driving round with your head held high, butterfly flying home. Stay a while here with me, up underneath the stars. When you go, you'll be free, 'cause you know who you are. You're a butterfly, color scheme from a dream, a tapestry so supreme. I mean, I've never seen something so dang beautiful, oh child, as a butterfly flying home. Flying home. You see, I'm howling at the moon, day and night. Ooh, they say I'm as crazy as a loon, but I'm alright, all dressed in white, butterfly in the air. You can fly anywhere, a sight beyond compare, a sacred song and a sacred tone. There's a butterfly flying home.
What the caterpillar calls the end of the world, the master calls a butterfly.
Say not in grief that she is no more, but say in thankfulness that she was. A death is not the extinguishing of a light, but the putting out of a lamp because the dawn has come.
Picture a wave in the ocean. You can see it, measure it, its height, the way the sunlight refracts when it passes through, and it's there, and you can see it. You know what it is. It's a wave, and then it crashes on the shore, and it's gone. But the water's still there. The wave was just a different way for the water to be for a little while. You know, it's one conception of death for Buddhists. The wave returns to the ocean, where it came from, and where it's supposed to be.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here today to celebrate Willa. My name is Hallie Dizdarovich. This is Mara Catherine Corlett, Tessa McShane, and Meg Cottle. We were all Willa's instructors at the Commonwealth Theater Center, which was one of her homes away from home. And Jody has asked us to help with the ceremony today. So, we've come here today to celebrate the wave, the warrior, the light, known as Willa, in all her glory. Her wave touched the lives of many other waves before she returned to the infinite ocean of love. Willa was a bright light in this crazy world. And it was apparent that she was a gifted storyteller from the moment that I met her. Throughout her life, her wave, she never stopped creating. Early on, she told all the stories about mermaids, which I think is fitting given our wave metaphor that we're talking about today. And let me tell you what, they were voluptuous ones. I still crack up to this very day thinking of little tiny 6-year-old Willa Rose telling me in great detail with that little face that she would get when she was very serious and you had to understand exactly what she meant as she described the breasts. Exactly what the breasts had to look like on these mermaids, and in great, great detail. She was so serious about exactly how that seashell bra had to look. And it was all that I could do not to just completely roll on the floor and lose my composure in front of all the little kids because of how serious she was about how perfect this story had to be. And that's who she was. She cared about the details when she was creating. As Willa got older, it was delightful to watch her sense of humor evolve. Her stories now became satirical documentaries made by tweens or outlandish melodramas filmed on an iPad and posted to YouTube. She was surrounded by her friends, and they explored ideas in these videos about what it might be like to be a grown-up. She was so exuberant in those videos, surrounded by friends, exploring the world, belly laughs abounded. She was wild and free and creating, completely in her element, feeling herself, crushing it. In those videos, Willa poured forth that kind of exhilaration, that invincibility that I think we've all felt when we're right on the brink of all those big discoveries that are coming of age. Her wave was cresting. It was glorious. After this most recent diagnosis, her stories changed, but they never stopped. When I went to visit her in her home in the later days of her battle, I was a bit surprised to find that she had become a total horror buff. Where was my sparkly Little Mermaid queen? Jody let me know later that Willa had confided in her that she wasn't afraid of anything anymore because nothing is as scary as this tumor. During that visit, Willa showed me how she used character AI to wage daily battles against William Afton, the creator of Freddy Fazbear, who's a sadistic killer of children. It's a real smart metaphor, Willa. How very insightful of her. And let me tell you what, she kicked his butt 6 ways to Sunday multiple times every day. Even when she was feeling weak, she had a warrior soul and a storyteller's spirit. She used her stories, her words, and her drawings to document her hero's journey, one that very few of us could handle with as much grace. In moments of profound loss, storytelling becomes a beacon of solace and healing. And through our stories, we honor Willa's resilience, cherish her spirit, and weave the threads of her life into a tapestry of love and remembrance. Stories become the bridges that connect us, allowing us to hold on to precious memories and navigate the tumultuous waters of sorrow together. As we gather here today, let us embrace the power of storytelling to soothe our hearts, to honor her journey, and to strengthen our resolve amidst the shadows of grief. I'd now like to introduce another very important person in Willa's life, her Montessori teacher, Eliza Botkin.
Came with a friend today. Hi, I'm Lauren Ford, and I first met Willa when she was preschool age, and she came to take classes, at dance studio. And I remember being nervous that I would need to modify some of the material and activities that we were doing in class, that maybe I needed to make things easier for Willa or adjust things for her, and she very quickly proved me wrong, that she would be trying everything that everyone was doing wholeheartedly. And she was also in class with my daughter. And then life happened, and we lost touch for a while, and then Eliza and I started a school this year, and we got to reconnect. And we met Willa, and she and my daughter hit it off again. And it's so great to see how they were sparkly mermaids and unicorns, and now they're both, they're anime and they're drawing and they're memes, and it's I'm just so glad that we got to reconnect, and she got to join us for this journey that we're on. I didn't meet Willa until about a year ago. I met her family at the library to see if it was going to be a good fit as we started our school journey, and I'll just never forget her messing with her dad. They teased each other back and forth, and just the awkward teenage gorgeous child that she was that would become such an integral part of our little community. Meeting for coffee with the middle schoolers and trying to plan out our year and see what ideas they had, how they were going to make it theirs, and building a community with Willa, who, again, maybe was going to have some deficits going in, but that never really proved to be true. She was the Hermione of the group, always the first to raise her hand, always on top of her work, always ready for more. She never backed away from a challenge, and that just... Even when walking was a struggle, she was still out at recess, teaching the younger children how to play Splat. Bringing all of her energy and her love of other things into the classroom. She was only with us in the classroom for a few short weeks, but just in that very short amount of time, connected with every single child in the classroom and became a role model for them. So I'll finish with something that my daughter and a classmate and friend of Willa's wrote after Willa passed, which I think is pretty telling of the impact she had on her peers. It's titled "The Power of a Warrior." There is a ground that we stand on,
but there are some who stand without this ground. There are warriors, there are fighters. Most people on this planet are weak little blades of grass, but those warriors are roses, strong on the inside and beautiful and protective on the outside. If we can climb hills, warriors can climb mountains. By Abby Bodkin in honor of Willa Frankenberger and for all the kids who are going through brain cancer. Thank you. And thank you for letting Willa be a part of our community this year.
So now we're going to share some of your all's thoughts that you put on the butterfly wall for Willa.
And the elementary teacher in me gently wants to remind you, please make sure your cell phones are silenced. Willa, fly with stars and clouds. You are missed and loved forever.
This is from Ashley. Hi, Willa. Hope you feel okay now. We miss you on Highcliffe Avenue. It will never be the same.
Willa, I hope you never told your parents the truth about Pan's Labyrinth clip we watched that was actually rated R. Oops. Your favorite therapist.
Willa, thank you for bringing immense love and wonderful memories to your parents. You are a miracle.
Anyone who's met Willa can tell you how special she was. From the age of 6, when she first started classes at CTC, there wasn't a single person that she couldn't make smile. And it was so evident that she was filled with a love of life, of friendship and adventure. Whether it was an entire semester of classes or a 3-week summer academy, she was able to connect with others almost immediately. Her imagination had no limits. From Sheila, the underwater Royal Mermaid scientist who created a bubble machine just so she could explore the land, to Princess Glitteria of the Glitter Planet, who has to prove she's worthy of the throne by casting a glittery heart design on the moon, but she accidentally opens up a black hole instead and unleashes a pteranodon. But she always came through with a solution to save the day in the end and restore the balance to the world of the play. Theater can be a sacred, safe space for creatives. And I love theater because it gives me ways to express myself in words I wouldn't otherwise be able to find. I'm very grateful for the people who write those beautiful words. One of my favorite plays that I return to time and again during moments of grief is Silent Sky by Lauren Gunderson. It's the story of Henrietta Leavitt, an American astronomer who discovered how to measure where we are located within the universe. And the play talks about how energy is neither created or destroyed, it just shifts. And as Henrietta battles her own illnesses with cancer, she says, "All I have is time, and all I haven't is time." And her colleague tells her, "Time is persistent, but light, its speed is a constant, one of the few in the universe. And just so you know, I choose to measure you in light." The light and the joy that emanated from Willa was palpable. Even it was just that little twinkle in her eye when she was like, "Are you sure that's how you want to direct this scene, Miss Meg?" Or her smile that immediately made you feel at ease. And so as Willa's energy shifts, I choose to measure her in light. And we'd like to invite you all to share in how bright that light shines with a video compilation of Willa.
Yeah.
Hey, little rose. Yes, you know your name. You are your strong-willed warrior rose.
You bear. I love you too. There she is.
Thanks for dancing with me. May I see the video? We're all done. What's up, guys? Willa here? Evelyn here, and we have to start the video right now. What's up, guys? Willa here. What's up, guys? Willa here. Evelyn here? Yep. And today, we're going to be doing a ballerina. And today I'm going to be doing a video. And the song we're dancing to is In Summer. Well, here and today, this is the cat and laser video. Let's do it. That was the end of the video, so we're out. We're out. Stop showing them your belly. Bye, people. Bye. We're out and... I hope you enjoyed that video. We're out and... Say it so they can hear you. Bye.
At this time, we'd like to invite Willa's grandmother, Carol Held, to come say a few words.
follow. My sweet, precious Willa, our sweetie pie, a nickname Grandpa gave you when you were tiny and sick, but always had a smile for us, no matter what was going on. I'm not sure you always liked it when you got older, but you accepted it from us. Sometimes there was an eye roll. But as everyone today has mentioned, there are so many adjectives that describe you. Smart, talented, artistic, creative, imaginative, kind, generous, thoughtful, considerate, compassionate, empathetic, patient, and wise beyond your years. I know I haven't recalled all of them, but all are so true. One experience I had with you epitomizes your fascination with words. I always called you my wordsmith. You loved it when people around you used big words that were usually beyond your grade in school. After hearing a new word, you'd use it correctly in a sentence, enjoying the reaction of people around you. One night when you were at our house for a sleepover, we were lying in bed and you were too wound up to fall asleep. I'm not sure why right now, but repeatedly, after 5 minutes of silence, you would say, "I can't go to sleep." Finally, I said, "Turn over, let's try something new." So I turned toward her back and said, "This is spooning, and sometimes it can help you relax." She almost immediately fell asleep. The next day, she told her mom about it, but she had invented a new word. She thought a better word was spoothing because it was so soothing. And what I also want to share with everyone here who love you is what you managed to teach us in the short time you were here with us. As that very ill, tiny baby, you taught us what it means to be Zen, how to be in the moment, no matter what is going on. When you were in pain, you obviously suffered, but tolerated, responding to all of the pats and hugs and cuddles that we all were giving you. On days when there was no pain and discomfort, you smiled and played and laughed and smiled some more. As a consequence, we had to learn not to worry about what the next day was going to be like and just be in that moment with you. Zen. Then, more recently, in the last months and days and minutes of your life, you helped us know the meaning of acceptance. How to see what was happening as another adventure in your life, in our lives, no matter how sad and painful it is. You seldom complained, using your time with all of us who love you, by continuing to understand yourself and always thinking about how your situation was impacting all the people you loved. Acceptance. But even though you managed to become our teacher, you are still our sweetie pie. And don't roll your eyes.
We have some more butterfly messages to read. Willa, wonderful, illuminescent, lovely, lively, amazing, and missed.
Willa, your lovely smile will be our shields as we face battles of our own.
Precious girl, thank you for letting me love you. I will carry you with me on all of my journeys to come.
Willa Rose, I knew you before you were here, and your mom was so excited that you were coming. You are a light in the lives of so many. You'll never be forgotten. Fly high, sweet girl.
the tender age of 9, Willa encountered a profound loss that shook her world to its core. In the span of a day, both of her family's cherished cats died, leaving behind a void that seemed insurmountable. The suddenness and shock of their passing would have tested the emotional resilience of anyone, let alone a child still in the single digits of life. Yet, amidst the grief and the difficulty of discussing mortality, Willa does something remarkable. She discovers a wisdom that transcends her age and can somehow be a gift to us.
I know, I'm sad too, but I think that we can all have a place that we belong. And also that sometimes maybe our new pets, our new cat, our new dog, maybe Susu had to die to make room for our new pets. Maybe they're gonna come to us like Tigger did, and like almost all the other pets did. And somehow, we are Susu. So, I know you're sad, but I am too. But we can be our own person and live through it. We just remember her, and she will always be us. So, I just think that we are able to do it. We know we are one with Susu.
I'm Willa's mom. And she was my daughter. She is my daughter, always. Willa's life was all about creating connection and forming families. When she was young, we would go looking for friends to play with. She'd grab my hand and say, "Come on, Mommy, let's go find some kids." So she'd be dragging me down the street, and we'd be looking for friends to play with. And sometimes we would hear them in the backyard. And when we didn't, we would play a game, and she would say, "Okay, Mommy, I'm Anna," or "You're Anna and I'm Aisha." And she would pretend to be walking away apart from me. And then she would say, "Hi, I see you. How are you doing?" And we would, "Can you play?" And so then we would play, Anna and Aisha. And I think that many of you, her friends, got to experience that joy of her seeing you. Just that feeling of love and light. Her divine spark, recognizing the divine spark in you. And seeing that connection. And seeing how wonderful you are. There's a wonderful quote from Marianne Williamson that talks about, we shouldn't hide our light because other people might be uncomfortable. That the more we shine, the more we allow others to shine too, so that we all grow and we all shine more. Willa was very interested in stories, too. She wanted to know everything. She wanted to know about connection. She wanted to know how her dad and I met. She wanted to know how we got all of our animals. She wanted to know stories. She wanted to see how everything played out. And she wanted to know how it started. With everything that I've been doing for the past month, and still trying to find ways to be without her physical presence here, I wrote a handful of notes for a eulogy and never got beyond that. But that's okay. Try it again. And so I sit and I wait for Willa to talk to me, kind of cue me for what my next line is. And it comes because she's right here. She's right here all the time. Many of you have come up to me and said, "Oh, this is so beautiful," and "Oh, you put so much into this." And the truth is that I just channeled her spirit and my love and her love for all of us, for all of you. And I channeled it into something that hopefully will show you that we're connected and that she will always be with us. A dear friend of mine years ago was telling me about her sister who had died. And her sister was interested in the idea of families of souls. And with families of souls, you live out your life, kind of like characters in a video game. So you choose an avatar. You decide what you most need to learn, and you join the game with all your friends, with all your loved ones. And in every video game, everyone dies. And some people die sooner than others. And then you wait outside the server for the rest of your friends to finish the game. And then you do it all over again. And you choose new roles, new avatars with your friends, with the ones you love. So when my friend's sister died, she had made a pact with someone saying, "Whoever dies first, get a message to me if you can." And the friend did get a message to her through a local psychic the following morning before anyone even knew that she had passed. When Willa was starting to come to terms with the idea that maybe she wasn't going to be able to beat it this time, she would ask me about death and ask me what I thought. And I told her about this theory. And she liked that. She liked the idea. She could understand it, being like a video game. And it gave her comfort and it gave her hope. And I said, "You're going to see Susu. You're going to see your cousin Mark. You're going to see your cousin Melissa, who both died before their time. You're going to see Uncle Charles, who died last September. You're going to see all our other pets. You're going to see everybody that you ever love, and they're waiting for you. And it's all going to be okay, because as Meg said, energy cannot be destroyed. It's just transformed into something else. And my experiences over the years have taught me that messages do come. So I said, well, Willa, let's do this. Let's have a pact. And so we chose a phrase that was an inside joke for us. It became a punchline, and we would tell different jokes that all had the same punchline over and over again. And she said, well, I'm going to be the one getting a message from you because you're going to die first. And I said, that's fine. I will take that. And I said, and if you die first, then you get the message to me. So in her last hours, I reminded her of that. And I whispered it again to her after she took her last breath. And I was fully expecting a friend of mine who's a psychic to call me the next morning with the message. And that didn't happen. And some of you already know this story, but it didn't need to. Because that night I went to bed, and I slept for a few hours. And then I couldn't sleep anymore. So I got up and I decided, well, I'll just watch something gentle on TV. And one of the shows that I like to watch is called Not Dead Yet. And it's a show about a woman who's an obituary writer. And every time she's assigned an obituary to write, that person shows up to her and either has a message for someone or she needs to help them figure out how to help someone in their life who's having trouble moving on. And so I had a couple episodes taped. I watched the first one. And then as I was watching the second one, sometimes the story, the person who has passed on, it's like the arc of the entire episode. But in this one, it's like the ghost was gone or in like 2 minutes, and boom. And then it was just a story about this obituary writer and her friends. And the gist of the story was that she had to watch her friend's daughter. And the friend's daughter had at one time liked sparkly princess things, but had grown out of all that. And so the woman said, okay, well, let me go change out of these clothes, and we'll do something else. And when she came back, the little girl was sitting on the couch with her roommate, a man who really loved video games. And when she came back in the room, she said, well, I thought we were going to do something else. And she said, no, I really like video games because they connect me to my dad. And then the man said, and she's really good at it too. She's managed to break the space-time continuum. And then the camera zoomed in on Gina Rodriguez, who plays the character, and she tells a setup to a joke and then says the punchline that Willa and I decided on. So Willa, being Willa, wasn't content to simply have a psychic give me a message. No, what Willa had to do was actually break the space-time continuum. And so kind of meta in that she even had to mention, hey, she broke the space-time continuum, and get a message to me delivered in a show that had to have been written and acted months ago. And the person who was giving me the message was someone whose job it was to help the people left behind find comfort. I've spoken with many of you over the past month, and we've talked about the different signs we've gotten from Willa. Some people have had dreams. Some of her classmates had the same dream on the same night. And I hope that you know that she's still with us. I hope you can still feel her connection. I hope you know that we're all connected by this invisible string of love that comes out through us to everybody else. And she's broken the space-time continuum, and she's not going to let that stop her. We talked about how time is a construct. We are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. And in this human body, this human form, we have to let our lives unfold like a movie. But the movie, if it's shot on film, is already complete, but we can only view it one frame at a time, because anything else would be too overwhelming. We can't, our brains can't even comprehend the information that our eyes are giving us in this room. It's got to edit and decide, okay, not that, not that, not that. This is what we see. So how far-fetched is it to think that she's not just right there? When her Uncle Charles passed away, she was going through a real rough time physically in the fall. And I was sleeping with her to make sure she didn't need anything. And I heard her say, "I had no idea that you were so close all this time." So while I am sad, and I know you are too, I choose to feel that connection. And while I wish that I could hear her laugh and have her telling me in teenage voice and a teenage eye roll and a teenage that what I'm doing is not the best thing and that I could do it differently, I'm going to have to be content to listen a little more closely. And I hope that you have comfort in allowing yourselves to feel her connection to you and to see how wonderful you all are, because she loved you. She loved you all so much.
I'd like to invite the musicians up to perform a song based on Starry, Starry Night with the lyrics by Jody with help from Willa. And it's on the back if you want to follow along. Yeah.
Stories in the night, good and evil waging war. Horror movies now a bore compared to real-life horrors that you face. Stories in the day, planning play to soothe your soul. Dreaming deeds that see you whole, defying odds with bravery and grace. Now I see a trace of what you tried to say to me, how you suffered in your quest to be completely cancer-free. You never gave up, you did not know how. We will not give up now. Stories in the night, tales I told to light your way, myths meant to inform your stay, of heroes fighting foes they can't explain. Stories in the day, lessons learned in little lives, nostalgic notes of how we strived, and anecdotes to make you smile again. Now I feel the pain of what you tried to say to me, how you suffered your mortality, how you wanted to be free. We couldn't fix it, we did not know how. No need for fixing now.
And on the hero's journey, your heart and will were true.
With one adventure here in sight, as you headed toward the light,
you took your last breath, and we hope you knew.
We'll always love you, Willa. This world will mourn the loss of one as beautiful as you.
Stories in the night, dreams you visit while we sleep, messages we'll always keep. Amazed you still surprise us with your glow. Stories in the day, many moments spoken of, your compassion and your love that touched us all like flakes of falling snow. And now I think I know what you tried to say to me when you embodied this humanity and finally broke free. We all listened, now we're listening still. We vow we always will.
Now I understand what you tried to say to me when you asked me for my story and all my memories. I know you listened, that you're listening still.
I hope you always will.
You may have noticed that we have been using various images and analogies throughout this program. And if you are an English teacher, you may have even found us guilty of mixing metaphors at times. And that's all right, because sometimes the rules need to be broken a little. Sometimes when there is a grief and loss of this magnitude, it feels good to break a few things. Studies by psychologists like James W. Frankenberger have shown how using metaphors can be helpful in dealing with tough emotions like grief. I have personally personally, tenderly named today's service The Light, the Butterfly, and the Wave. It was inspired by the 3 quotes that Jody picked out and shared with us earlier this week, and you heard them at the beginning of the service today. Willa's community built a beautiful mandala. And just as they have built a loving community for her butterfly to land on for some time, and you'll see it up here in front of me. Mandalas can be thought of as metaphors in some ways. In Buddhism, the mandala follows a significant journey representing the universe, enlightenment, and the way to awakening. Mandalas have a life cycle all their own too. And it's only through the process that a mandala can reach its full potential. That process begins with the creation, where artists construct it, and it's often with colored sand or other materials that are found. And it's like a sacred meditation, where every part of a mandala symbolizes aspects of a clear and awakened mind. Once the mandala is assembled, though, it is blessed and used for contemplation and meditation. And then the mandala goes through a striking ritual called dissolution or destruction. It is in this ritual that the mandala is carefully dismantled, symbolizing the impermanent nature of all things. This step teaches us that about transience of existence, and the materials from the dismantled mandala are then dispersed in a meaningful way. This might involve putting the sand into water, which symbolizes the flow and the interconnectedness of us all. Alternatively, the materials may also be shared with others as a blessing and a spreading of the mandala's wisdom and energy. Just like the mandala was constructive collectively, we are now invited to deconstruct it collectively, connectedly. Hallie and Meg, I'm going to have you. They're going to stand in the aisles for us. And Tessa, if you can meet in the middle. And Hallie, yeah, that's great. They're going to invite us, and we're going to work together, and they're going to invite us to come in, and we invite you to take a piece of the mandala with you. Take a flower and take it back to your seat. You'll come out through these aisles and then meet Tessa in the middle and go back out to your seat. As we witness the symbolic dissolution of this mandala, we are reminded of the profound symbolism that it carries in with our own lives.
Let it go, let it roll right off your shoulder, don't you know? The hardest part is over, let it in. Let your clarity define you in the end. We will only just remember how it feels. Our lives are made in these small hours, these little wonders, these twists and turns of fate. Time falls away, but these small hours still remain. slide. Let your troubles fall behind you, let it shine till you feel it all around you. And I don't mind if it's me you need to turn to, we'll get by. It's the heart that really matters in the end. Our lives are made in these small hours, these little wonders, these twists and turns of fate. Time falls away, but these small hours still remain. All of my regret will wash away somehow, but I cannot forget the way I feel right now. In these small hours, these little wonders, these twists and turns of fate, these twists and turns of fate, time falls away. Yeah, but these small hours still remain. No, they still remain. These little wonders, all these twists and turns of fate, time falls away. But these small hours, these little wonders still remain.
It felt like springtime on this February morning. In a courtyard, birds were singing your praise. I'm still recalling things you said to make me feel alright. I carried them with me today now as I lay me down to sleep. As I pray that you will hold me dear. Though I'm far away, I'll whisper your name into the sky, and I will wake up happy. I wonder why I feel so high, though I am not above the sorrow. Heavy-hearted till you call my name, and it sounds like church bells or the whistle of a train on a summer evening. I run to meet you barefoot, barely breathing. As I lay me down to sleep, yes, I pray that you will hold me dear. Though I'm far away, I'll whisper your name into the sky. springtime on this February morning. In a courtyard, birds were singing your praise. I'm still recalling things you said to make me feel alright. I carry them with me today now as I lay me down to sleep. As I pray that you will hold me dear. Though I'm far away, I'll whisper your name into the sky, and I will wake up happy. One
Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Be where trouble melts like lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, and the dream that you dare to, oh why can't I? Oh, someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Trouble melts like a lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. The dreams that you dare to, why, oh why can't I?
It would be easy to think that the dissolution of a mandala is an end, but that would be wrong. It is rather marks the beginning of a new cycle. Just as a mandala's elements are released into the world, the soul embarks on a new phase of existence, free from the limitations of this earthly realm. This is the final stage of the mandala's cycle: renewal and regeneration. From a philosophical standpoint, the renewal and regeneration after a dissolution of the mandala is an echo of that concept of samsara, right? Which refers to the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. The renewal and the regeneration in the life cycle of a mandala teaches us a profound lesson about embracing impermanence, finding beauty in transitions, and recognizing the interconnectedness of us all. In that same vein, you are asked here today to honor that cycle. Please find a way of creating a new meaning for your flower and a new existence for it that might mean something unique and different for each person here. You might decide that you want to take this piece and leave it somewhere that you shared with Willa. It might be that you decide that you want to hold on to it and have it be something that you keep as a memory, as a connective tissue to Willa. It also might be that you decide to use this to create your own mandala somewhere in your world. The beauty of a mandala is that it is always in process, always going through its cycle of creation, meditation, dissolution, regeneration, creation, meditation, dissolution, renewal. As you were coming up, going back, you also would have gotten a card. Some of you actually, I saw, some of you looked at the word that was on your card, and I saw like this almost, this release, this energy like, oh, that's exactly the word I needed. Some people knew exactly what this card is. This is an angel card. And this is your angel card. This is for you to take home with you. It is a card with the word on it is for meditation, and you can also think of how Willa embodied this quality in her world. You can think about how you can embody this quality in your own world. I will add, though, that there's no static form of what this word means to you. It is multidimensional, multi-layered. And it might be that you find new meaning every time you return back to this card, but this is your angel to go home with. And it'll be there for you when you need connection, and it will be there for you when you need a friend. We end today's program with a voice that's familiar to us all. And it's appropriate that it's Willa's voice. A little background information, though, before you hear it. When Willa would have a hard time sleeping at night, when she would wake up in the middle of the night, one of the things that she learned to do to help her soothe herself back to sleep is she'd pull out her phone and she'd turn on the voice recorder and she'd record herself singing. And the recording you're about to hear is from one of those occasions.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3. I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2. You'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh,
Remember me, though I have to say goodbye. Remember me, don't let it make you cry. For even if I'm far away, I hold you in my heart. I sing a secret song to you each night we are apart. Remember me, though I have to travel far. Remember me, each time you hear a sigh.